Going on? We're here on another live stream, NFL free agency. All the juicy stuff has already transpired, right? So we're going to talk about some of these moves, man, the good, the bad, and the ugly. What teams were pretty active, what teams were asleep at the wheel, and go from there, man. And a lot of these moves are going to predicate like what happens in the NFL draft, right? Some of these moves they're addressing positions in need, right? Andrew, what is going on, my dude? You happy with what the Packers are doing so far? What are your thoughts, buddy? They haven't done too much, but they've done a little bit, right? They've done a little bit. Yeah, A.J. Dillon. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of intrigued why they let him walk, because he was pretty productive when he was healthy, right? Maybe they're just moving on from him. I don't know. We'll see. But I think A.J. Dillon could be very productive in the Philadelphia Eagles offense. I think he's going to fit right in. Kind of a similar runner to Saquon Barkley. So I think A.J. Dillon will be a good fit. I really do. And that kind of gives them some balance. He's a little bit more of a power back as opposed to the other guy they have, Will Shipley. So I like that addition. I like that addition of A.J. Dillon to the backfield of the Philadelphia Eagles, who've also been very quiet this offseason. They did sign a Dory Jackson today from I think he was with the Giants last year. Pretty sound guy against the run. In the pass, mixed reviews, right? So, Eagles fans, we'll have to see how the rest of this offseason transpires. They do have a lot of draft picks over the next 2 years, right? So, Eagles are being patient, right? So, we'll have to see how that, Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, he got banged up a little bit, right? So, Andrew, do you know what the injuries were? I forget what I was reading today. Were they like lower body injuries? Because he did seem to have some talent, right? He definitely had some talent. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I think he'll fit right in this Philadelphia Eagles offense. There's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of different stuff going on in the league. Where's Aaron Rodgers going to go? Yeah, the Giants, I don't know what they're doing. But guys, NFL fans, welcome back to the JL Day Sports Show. We're here talking and breaking down the NFL free agency. We're going to do it here today, guys. Let me know what teams you're thinking about where they're going in the draft, right? So teams like the Pittsburgh Steelers probably don't need to go wide receiver now because they made big plays for guys like DK Metcalf and Pickens, right? Yeah, the Giants haven't done much. The Cowboys haven't done much. Yeah, the Steelers, man, bringing in DK Metcalf is a huge deal, right? DK Metcalf coming in. I don't know how well him and George Pickens are going to coexist, but we'll have to see how that all plays out, right, guys? What's going on, everyone? Go Birds! What do you think of the Eagles that can and Yeah, I mean, the Eagles, there's not a lot to choose from in free agency right now, guys. Pretty much all the big players have already been signed. The Eagles tend to wait it out a little bit and try to get deals. So we'll have to see. They did sign a cornerback today. I'm not really sure where they go from here. So we'll see how that works out. Eagles fans, we're just losing tons of guys, man. We've lost tons of defensive players. So we're definitely going to have to, yeah, Von Miller's, Phil, he's definitely a little bit older. And, he could probably play edge in that 3-4 scheme for Fangio. Yeah, Cooper Kupp is going to be released, right, guys? So that'll be interesting to see where he goes in this scenario. I think Cooper Kupp could be a valuable player in the slot for a lot of teams, bringing that true veteran guy into the fold on your offense, right? Even a place like Philly would be awesome to sign Cooper Kupp on a short-term deal. Yeah, the Broncos, man, have really been like Dre Greenlaw is one of my favorite players, man. Before he got hurt, the dude is a true impact player. Hufanga also coming in from the 49ers. The Broncos already had a sneaky nice defense, and they're adding these pieces, guys, and they look pretty good. Yeah, the Patriots definitely spent some money, right, guys? The Patriots really spent money. Like an absolute buttload of money. And they kind of overpaid for a lot of guys. Bro, the Eagles hurt? Stop representing them? I don't know what that means, Ohio. What does that mean, buddy? I don't know what that means. Yeah, I mean, they haven't really done too much yet. I mean, they've made a couple of moves, right? But, I wanted it to play out a little bit more. Giving someone an A grade when you're not doing a lot, I mean, I'm more in that B range. Yeah, Ohio, they definitely lost a lot of players, man. But they do have younger players like Jalix Hunt and Ojomo that are going to replace the guys that left in free agency, right? Can they be effective as those players? We'll have to see. I think Howie Roseman has a plan in mind, so in Howie I trust, right? So we got to see how it all plays out. What's up, Billy? Welcome to the chat, pal. Would you want the Eagles to get another wide receiver, like a wide receiver 3 in the draft? Okay, so they have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith under contract, right? And they also drafted 2 guys last year, Anais Smith, who didn't really pan out, and they drafted the other guy, Wilson, or whatever his name is. They didn't really pan out either, right? So they used 2 draft picks on wide receivers last year. So I'm not sure if the Eagles want to do that again. Maybe another later round pick, but they've been kind of getting burned in the later rounds with these wide receiver draft picks. But I think next year is probably a better year because they're going to have a ton of draft picks to pick up some wide receivers. Yeah, Packers should do good in the draft as well. They like that Tanner McKee guy a lot, Ohio, so I'm not sure if they're going to draft a quarterback. And this quarterback class is pretty trash, so they could probably sign like a undrafted free agent, something like that, but I don't know. I think Howie Roseman is really good at managing the cap. Over the last 3 years, he's drafted very well. Before that, he had a little trouble drafting. He's made some horrible drafts. But the last 3 years, he's drafted exceptionally well. Yeah, the Browns are number 1 at picking horrible quarterbacks. Jonathan, that's what they are number 1 at. But NFL fans, let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts, questions about your favorite team, what they did in free agency, or what they're going to do in the draft? Let me know what questions you have about your favorite NFL team. I would love to answer any and all questions, guys. And make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the J All Day Sports Show, guys. We're closing in on 15,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys so much. Appreciate you guys so much. But yeah, Eagles fans, Bills fans, Bengals fans, welcome to the chat. I'm a Bengals fan. I really hate what we are doing. We are really cheap. Yeah, Ohio, I agree with you 100%. I don't like the way they run their organization at all. They're like give players that deserve money a hard time. I don't like it at all whatsoever. Yeah, Trey Hendrickson, I would love for the Eagles to pick him up. It said the Bengals are looking for a second-round pick for Trey Hendrickson. You know, maybe the Eagles package some of their fifth-round picks, maybe a 3 and a 5, see if that will entice them. Because it looks like they don't want to pay Trey Hendrickson. And with that kind of production, yeah, I read earlier they want a second-round pick, which I don't think that's crazy. If they want a 1, they're not going to get it. Because not only does the team got to trade for him, they got to pay him. Right? Because you're not going to give up a premium draft pick and then not re-sign him to an extension, right? So it's twofold, right? So the Bengals can't be too greedy on what they want for Trey Hendrickson because the team's going to have to sign him to a big deal, like what DK Metcalf and the Steelers did. There was a trade in place, right? But DK Metcalf signed a big-time extension. Yeah, the Rams are looking pretty good too. I mean, Trey Hendrickson is an amazing player, man. So, like, I would never want him to go. That defense was horrible last year, and he had an amazing year, right? So, to lose a player like that, it's just, I don't know how you come back from that, you know? And it's just like, you're going to have to restart your whole defense when you lose a guy like Trey Hendrickson, man, because he's an absolute gangster. What did he have, 17 and a half sacks last year? It's like impossible to replace that kind of production. Guys, we're up to 14,543 subscribers. I want to try to get to 15K by the end of the month. So if you could do me a huge favor, hit that like button and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Yeah, Bears are making moves, Jacob. That is for sure. Ben Johnson is really revamping that offensive line. I wouldn't be surprised if they went running back in the draft. Maybe Omarion Hampton, Ashton Genty if he's still available, right? So things are getting juicy, guys. The Bears are putting everything in place to allow Caleb Williams to be successful. If he's not successful, that's on him. Yeah, Darius Slay unfortunately signed a one-year deal with the Steelers, but the Eagles needed to save some cap space, so that's why they got rid of Darius Slay. $10 million deal with the Steelers, guys. And I wish him well, man. Darius Slay was nothing but a pro at his time in Philadelphia. He's got all my respect in the world, man. He's definitely getting a little bit long in the tooth. The Eagles got to get a little bit younger because they got a lot of big contracts, right? So when you have big contracts, you got to supplement that with young people. And over the next 2 years, the Eagles have a shit ton of draft picks, right? So they definitely got to get younger, right? Where does Cooper Kupp go, man? A team that needs a slot, right? A true slot. And he's probably going to want to go to a team that needs to be that wants to be competitive, right? If they outright release him and don't trade him, he can go anywhere. When I look at the landscape of teams that need slots, you know, that are contenders, it looks like an AFC team. You know, a team like the Ravens makes some sense, right? The Ravens make some sense. Even like a team like Houston, they can make some sense. The Broncos can make some sense. Even the Raiders make sense, right? I don't know if he's a fit with the Chargers because they already have Ladd McConkey. He's not really a fit there. SSP TV, what's going on, buddy? Yeah. Welcome to the chat, SSP TV, Rams fan 101. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, the 49ers are blowing it up. Straight up, they're blowing it up. Kind of similar to what the Buffalo Bills did last year, where they're just like, they have to pay Brock Purdy. They're kind of clearing room to pay Brock Purdy. And when you pay a quarterback, you got to start from scratch. You can't pay a quarterback that kind of money without a lot of young, cheap players. So that's where they're at right now, I think. Yeah, Jacob, they're going to open up the season. I believe it's going to be Thursday night, week 1. They haven't announced who they're going to play yet. My guess is either going to be Washington or the Bears. Yeah, SSP TV. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. Bringing in Demarcus Robinson was weird. I don't know. Are they shopping Brandon Ayuk as well? And they're just really blowing it up? They're blowing it up. I don't know. I don't even know. Yeah, I like Demarcus Robinson, but he's not a game changer. You know what I mean? He's a decent player. Solid addition. But we'll see what happens. We shall see what happens with the 49ers. I do not expect them to be contenders. And just reading the tea leaves, right? If they're blowing it up, maybe Christian McCaffrey is not too healthy either. So that concerns me a little bit for the Niners, especially when they lost some offensive line help. Trent Williams is like 400 years old. I don't know what their plan is. I don't know what their plan is. Nathaniel, what's going on, buddy? Welcome to the chat. Yeah, Cooper Kupp's a good guy, man. I don't know why the Rams are so keen on letting him walk. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me because, man, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams. That's a nice little mix of wide receivers you got there, guys. So I don't really understand that at all whatsoever. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me from a team building perspective, and especially if you're going for it. Yeah, I don't understand that at all. Yeah, Bosa went to the Bills. Yeah, that would have been cool to see both Bosas play together, huh? SSPTV, that would have been awesome. Yeah, I wonder if they think that Cooper Kupp is toast. I did say that last year. I live in LA now, so I was watching a lot of the mini camp stuff and the training camp stuff, and Cooper Kupp did look slow. And when I said that last year, people roasted me, man. Absolutely roasted me. But I was 100% right. He did not perform well this year. I don't like being right about stuff like that, but I just called it like I saw it, man. Yeah, Rams fan 101, I agree with you. Broncos, Raiders, I don't know about the Packers because the Packers already have a ton of like slotty type small wide receivers. The Packers need like a big X wide receiver. I don't know if he fits for the Packers. Yeah, Dre Greenlaw was so good before he got hurt. What a freak accident that was. Yeah, I mean, they do. They need a true X wide receiver, but they don't have one. And bringing in another slot guy doesn't make a lot of sense to me, guys. But yeah, but Ayuk's got a big contract, man, and it's hard to, like, shop big contracts and get a lot back, right? Yeah, I saw that. No, Josh Uche was signed by the Eagles. It wasn't a trade. He came in free agency. Uche signed with the Eagles from Kansas City. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think everyone says that about people said that about Jalen Hurts too, but he's been to Super Bowl 2 out of 3 years. I don't know if I buy that he's a system quarterback. I think he's probably like a 15-ish ranked quarterback in the NFL. He's definitely a lot better than a bunch of starting NFL quarterbacks. Brock Purdy is a guy, if you're playing Madden and you're creating a team, he's probably going to go in the top 15. Yeah, appreciate you, Nathaniel, stopping by and saying what's up. What's up, Michael D? You know it. Go Birds! Yeah, $30 million is a lot of cabbage. A lot of cabbage. Well, that's the Rams' fault for paying a twitchy. I know Cooper Kupp was good, but 30 mil. Woo! I think he's got a better chance of winning in Buffalo, SSPTV. I just think he's got a better chance. The 49ers, if they sign the other Bosa, they're not going to compete to win. The 49ers have no shot to win next year. And Bosa is year to year right now, right? With all those freaking injuries piling up, right? So he's got a better chance to win in Buffalo. Yeah, Jacob B. I saw A.J. Dillon sign with the Eagles to be the number 2 running back. Yeah, DK Metcalf. I don't know if the Ravens are done for because the Steelers still don't got a quarterback, bro. Oh, man, Rams fan 101. I don't know if I agree with that. Marcus Mariota sucks. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that. I'll take Brock Purdy over Marcus Mariota any day of the week, and I wouldn't even think twice about it. Yeah, I'm not a big believer in Justin Fields at all. I think he kind of sucks. But guys, welcome to the J All Day Sports Show. We're up to 14,543 subscribers. If you could do me a huge favor, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. My favorite potato chip. probably those cheddar sour cream, the Ruffles cheddar sour cream, or French onion sun chips. They're the shit. They're not really a potato chip, but I still consider them a chip. Cool Ranch Doritos are up there. I like those little spiral Fritos too. Yeah, JFK is always trolling, man. JFK is like the ultimate J all day comment troll. I love it. I'm all for it. I like the Pats moves, right? They had to do it. They had to do it. They overpaid. But by the time they're competitive, a lot of those deals are going to be coming off the books. So I can't hate them for like bringing in some talent. You know, it'll be really interesting to see what they do at the number 4 pick. But I like the move so far. Milton Williams is a dog. I would like them if Abdul Carter falls to the Patriots at 4, which in my latest mock did happen. Yo, Milton Williams and Abdul Carter are going to wreak havoc, man. A lot of fun to watch. Yeah, Justin Fields, he's just not accurate enough, SSPTV. He's not accurate enough. Just not accurate enough with the football. And that's a huge problem. In the NFL, you got to be able to be accurate. He's not accurate. That's why he's not successful. He was a little more accurate last year with the Steelers, but you got to remember, like, all of his passes were like 5 yards down the field. You can't win. You can't win in the NFL dinking and dunking. It's really, really hard. He just can't stretch the ball down the field at all whatsoever. So oh, yeah, Andrew, they're the best. Cheddar sour and cream. Oh, yeah, man, I love a chili cheese dog. Faux show. Yeah, I don't know about a winner. I don't know about that, Brandon. But, I mean, they've probably improved a little bit. I'm not the biggest Geno Smith guy. I want them in the draft to draft Genty. If the Raiders can get Genty, man. Fields is better than Hurts. Dude, that's the craziest thing I think I've ever heard anyone say on this podcast. Yeah, JFK, you are 100% right. I mean, I just don't think Fields is a good player at all whatsoever. Sorry, guys, I'm just rolling through these comments. I mean, Ashton Genty is better than 90% of the running backs in the NFL right now. It's not even close. Yeah, the Bears are a good spot. I definitely think he could go to the Raiders too, guys. Yeah, Dak Prescott's making way too much money. Sorry, guys, I'm just going through some of these comments. Brandon, where do you see them trading down to? Genty doesn't go past the Bears. There's no way. There's no way Ben Johnson passes on Genty. Have you seen what the Lions have been doing the last 5 years with their running backs? With Gibbs and Montgomery? They're going to trade back 2 spots? That makes no sense. Yeah, free agency is definitely not a way to build a football team, in my opinion. You build it through the draft. Free agency can be, cost you a lot of money if you make some bad moves. Geno Smith is not a good quarterback, man. I'm telling you. He's not. He's never going to win anything. It doesn't, deep space, it does not look like it. If they traded CJ Gardner-Johnson for that young guard from the Texans, I think Mekhi Becton's going to walk. I'm not sure, though. Depends what the deal is, but it doesn't look like it. JFK is 100% on the money. I mean, yeah, it's definitely not a good situation, Rams 101. It's definitely not a good situation. The Seahawks have a terrible offensive line, and all their weapons are gone. No Tyler Lockett, no DK Metcalf. I don't like that situation at all for Sam Darnold to be successful. Dude, you're out of your mind. Johnny, you got to, lay off the drugs, man. Jalen Hurts is literally 100,000 times better than Geno Smith. Has Geno Smith ever beat Patrick Mahomes once in his life? Yeah, it's not a good situation. Sam Darnold, as you saw the last 2 weeks of the season, it's crazy. Yeah, Sam Darnold's not going to be successful there. What's up, Wyatt? Welcome to the chat, buddy. Yeah, Charlie G, 100% right on the money, brother. Right on the money. Yeah, Jonathan Noah, 100%. Yeah, I don't. Geno Smith hasn't won anything. I think Matthew Golden's going to be a successful wide receiver in the NFL. He blew away the combine, Wyatt. He was very impressive, man. He took over as that lead wide receiver at Texas. I like Matthew Golden, man. I think he's a top 25 pick. I go, like, the Rams fan, I've been to all the Eagles games when they come out at SoFi Stadium. I love SoFi Stadium. Sorry, guys. Let me go through some of these comments. The Giants just don't have a quarterback, man. They don't have their offensive line's Bush. The Giants just aren't very good. And their ownership sucks. Their GM sucks. I used to play poker a lot. I don't really play that much anymore, though. Yeah, I mean, Jordan Love's just inconsistent right now, Rams fan. I tend to agree with you about that. He's a good quarterback. I don't know if he's going to be great. Yeah, I mean, I think Jordan Love has a lot to prove next year for sure. Yeah, Charlie G, I'm not sure about Becton. So when they traded C.J. Gardner-Johnson, they traded for, what the hell's his name? He's a former first-round pick, right? From the Texans. I think he was like from 2022. And I think it was the 2022. Let me look it up real quick. 2022 NFL Draft. Yeah. He was a first-round pick, Kenyon Green from the Texans. I think they're going to make him Statlin's next project. Former first-round pick. The dude's got pretty good size, you know. He was very hot. I mean, the 2022 draft was pretty ass cheeks. But Kenyon Green, 6'4", 324, very similar size to Becton, a little bit smaller, but top 15 pick for C.J. Gardner-Johnson, guy in the second half of his career. I think they're going to try to turn him and Tyler Steen into the competition at right guard. So I'm not sure Becton comes back. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the Chiefs do. Their offensive line is not looking great right now, so we'll see. Yeah, I mean, I think Rams are closer than a lot of people think. I tend to agree with that. I think they're a lot closer than people think. We just added 3 new subscribers, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, they're just very unathletic. I mean, they're just not a good unit right now. Just not a good unit. Just very average. And to be successful, for Patrick Mahomes with that offense and those weapons, the offensive line's got to be great. I don't see it. Yeah, Jordan Love definitely has to be better. And I think they need an X wide receiver, right? What's their tight end's name again? Andrew Tucker Kraft. I thought him and Love were great last year. If they could add an X wide receiver, dude, the offense, sky's the limit. But they need a true X. Tucker Kraft was great last year, man. I'm a huge Tucker Kraft guy. I think if you scout him, he's extremely talented. Yeah, Jay Moon's 100% right. You just got to be more accurate with the football and make better decisions. If you watch the second half of the year with Jalen Hurts, he really didn't try to force the ball. That's why he really limited his turnovers, right? If the play wasn't there, he went through his progressions, his first 3 reads, and the play started breaking down. He just went outside the tackle boxes and got rid of the football, man. Jordan Love needs to play the game for the next down sometimes. Sometimes plays aren't there, and you got to just move on to the next play. You know what I mean? It's like in poker. You get dealt a shitty hand. You got to know when to fold them, man. You can't just try to force it. You know, you got 3-8 off suit, and you're, betting big. It's not going to work out good for you in the long term. Yeah, Tucker Kraft was great. He definitely impressed me. Yeah, Lions, I don't know. I don't watch the Packers enough to know about all that, but he was pretty successful to me catching the football. Yeah, DeMarcus Lawrence is gone. Rico Dowdle. Yeah, I thought he signed for a really cheap deal, JFK. Yeah, that's why he only signed a 2-year deal. Adams, 2-year deal. 2 more years and he's cooked, man. I like the Devontae Adams signing. I don't love it. Yeah, nobody likes hypocrites, Lions fans. No one likes hypocrites. Yeah, Jerry Jones is crazy. He's so bad at his job, it doesn't even make any sense. They're so bad. Yeah, my prediction for the Super Bowl last year was, in the beginning of the year, I was Lions Chiefs. I got 50% right. And the Lions, man, losing to the Commanders at home. Jared Goff, woo! Talk about a turd burglar performance, man. Crazy. All right, guys, let me see. Yeah, Jerry, man. Woo! Okay, so deep space. The way the compensation picks work, they're for next year, right? So the league determines like the value of the player you lost, and they could be like third, fourth, or fifth round picks. Like they just released the compensatory picks for 2025. Yeah, so 2025, they awarded 35 compensatory picks to 15 different teams. So in the third round, the Vikings, Dolphins, Giants, 49ers, Rams, and Lions got picks. In the fourth round, guys, the Dolphins, Ravens, Seahawks, 49ers got picks. And then in the fifth round, they do sixth and seventh round picks too. So in the fifth round, Bills, Cowboys, Seahawks, Bills, Cowboys, Seahawks, Ravens. And then round 6, Chargers, Ravens, Cowboys, Ravens, Raiders, Chargers, Raiders, Browns. And round 7, Niners, Packers, Chiefs, Niners, Dolphins, Browns, Chargers, Dolphins, Chiefs. Woo! Yeah, I don't like people diving at people's knees, man. That's a scumbag move. They're going to need to get that shit out of the game. If you can't block someone with your hands, you shouldn't be able to block them. You're saying Brown is a dog. That dude is a dog. Yeah, the NFL really needs to. I mean, they've done a pretty good job on those crack blocks and stuff like that. Like when I was a kid growing up playing ball, I like worked in the slot, so I crack block D ends and linebackers all the time. And they don't see it coming, dude. You could just fucking destroy them. Your crack blocks are dangerous, man. Did he sign like Hong Kong Sports? Is that true? Did he sign there? Oh, I don't see it. Oh, Hong Kong Sports. You got me all excited. I was about to laugh my ass off. Yeah, Gardner Minshew just signed with the Chiefs, guys. Yeah, Vikings fans are definitely annoying. All that skull stuff is really weird. Yeah, I mean, it happens all the time. Yeah, the Vikings, Steelers fans are the worst too, man. I made a few Steelers mock drafts, and dude, Steelers fans are crazy and just absolute jerks for no reason. It's seriously crazy. Steelers fans are bitter, man. They used to be great, and now the Steelers aren't so good anymore, and now the fans are super bitter. Yeah, out of all the teams I made mock drafts for over the years, Steelers fans have been the worst. But like most Eagles fans, I grew up in Philly. I'm from the city. Like, Eagles fans are cool unless you start shit. And then they go crazy and they take it over the edge. But Steelers fans are just the worst. Yeah, I love Ben Roethlisberger, man. He's a dog. And Antonio Brown just completely mentally ill. Well, Pittsburgh's such a weird place. So it's like this little city, and then it's a bunch of hicks that live in the woods and the mountains. It's like the weirdest city. I've been all over America. I've been to like 40 of the out of all 40 of the 50 states, and Pittsburgh's one of the weirdest cities I've ever been to. But the downtown Pittsburgh area is super cool. But around that, it's like the ass backwoods of nowhere. It's like Western Pennsylvania is like really desolate and like it's really, really weird. Yeah, Rams, 100%. 100%. Like if you go to, if you go to a like an Eagles tailgate, you'll never have more fun in your life. Eagles, Phillies tailgates, man, you're gonna have so much fun. Yeah, man, the Chiefs have been the comeback kings over the last decade, man. A lot. They came back against the Eagles in the Super Bowl, guys. Eagles pretty much, squandered that. They should have won 2 Super Bowls in the last 3 years, but Mahomes and those dogs just came back. Guys, we're up to 14,547 subscribers. Yeah, and the Chiefs are very lucky in the regard that they're a great team, don't get me wrong. But that division outside of the Chiefs have been a dumpster fire for the last decade, right? The Broncos, the Raiders, and the Chargers have been horrific organizations for a very, very long time. The Broncos have had ebbs and flows, but the Raiders and the Chargers have been horrific for most of the last 25 to 30 years. Hong Kong sports, I don't know if they'll finish last, but I'm liking the Broncos in the West next year, guys. I mean, JFK, I don't know how you can say that when there hasn't been a back-to-back winner of the NFC East in 30 years. So there's a lot of parity there. So that's not true. Okay, so here is the history of the NFC East, just to prove my point. Eagles won this year. 2023 was the Cowboys. 22, Eagles. 21, Cowboys. 20, Commanders. 19, Eagles. 18, Cowboys. 17, Eagles. 16, Cowboys. 15, Commanders. 14, Cowboys. 13, Eagles. 12, Commanders. 11, Giants. 10, Eagles. 9, Cowboys. 2008 was the Giants. 2007, Cowboys. 6 was the Eagles. And 5 was the Giants. That is literally the most parity that can be in a division. The Chiefs have won the division the last 10 years in a row. So, that's a competitive division where any team any year can win. The AFC West has not been that at all. The AFC West has been a joke. Collectively, the NFC South is probably the worst division in football, right? But man, yeah, the Giants have been really, really bad. Yeah, they haven't won the division since 2011. That's crazy. That's seriously crazy. We're talking almost 15 years. They haven't won the division in almost 15 freaking years. That's crazy. But yeah, the Commanders, Cowboys, and Eagles, man, very competitive. Yeah, Lions, 100%. They had that great run from 2005 to 2011, and oh boy, did the Giants fall off a cliff. How come New York just can't get football right? The Jets and the Giants, what a dumpster fire. Woo! Yeah, probably. Depending if they stay healthy, right? I think the Cowboys are going to be bad again. That offensive line is not very good. They have no running back. They have one wide receiver and a very overpaid quarterback. And a very pissed off Micah Parsons. So we'll see how that works out. Thank you guys. We're up to 14,547 subscribers. Thank you guys for tuning in and subscribing to the J All Day NFL show. Guys, do you like the J All Day Sports Show or J All Day NFL show better? Because I don't really talk too much about other sports anymore. I'm pretty much just been doing football. So do you think I should call it the J All Day NFL show or the J All Day Sports Show? Yeah, let me know in the comments below, guys. I would love to hear your feedback. And I'm thinking about making another channel where I just do Eagles podcasts. But I already run a finance channel, so my time is definitely stretched thin. Yeah, the Bears have been awful. Oh, thanks, JFK. I appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, Rams fan. The NBA is just so hard to watch. Oh, the NBA is hard to watch. But talking a little NBA playoffs, that's probably a pretty good idea, man. Yeah, if they get Jonathan, if they get Abdul Carter and Myles Garrett, and they have Denzel Ward still too, man, that defense can be pretty damn good again, you know? And they have a good head coach. Stefanski's a pretty good coach. Yeah, I like shrimp. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I like popcorn shrimp. I like it grilled. I think grilled shrimp is my favorite, like on a barbecue. I think that's my favorite way to have shrimp. Yeah, I hope the playoffs are a little bit better than the regular. I just hate the NBA because all these guys sitting out all the time. They're such freaking babies. And I was at a deli yesterday watching soccer, and soccer's even worse than basketball. I can't watch soccer at all. All these grown men rolling around on the ground screaming, and then 2 minutes later they're up running around again. Soccer is so hard to watch. Yeah, Lions fans, what do you think about the new coordinator situation there in Detroit? What are your thoughts on the new coordinators? People forget the Vikings are still a really good football team. They went 14-3 last year, man. If J.J. McCarthy can play, the Vikings are going to be good again. So, I mean, I think it's who stays the healthiest. I don't know. Caleb Williams didn't really impress me last year. It's going to take some time for him to get it going, I think. Yeah, the NBA tournament, that mid-season tournament is like the worst thing ever created. That's just my opinion. Are you talking about the NCAA tournament? The thing is, Brandon, like, I don't know shit about college basketball. I would just be talking out of my ass. I don't know, man. Christopher, I just don't think Justin Fields is accurate enough as a passer to be successful in the long term. He can have little spurts where he looks okay. He's athletic. I just don't like his processing, and, like, I don't think he's accurate enough as a passer. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how, unfortunately, it's like you pay all this money to go to an NBA game, and you don't even know if the guys are playing. It's so lame. And baseball players, there's guys like Nick Castellanos who the Phillies played 162 games last year. It's just really weird. I don't know. I don't love it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah, Brandon, I just don't know a lot about, I don't know a lot about basketball, man. I know a lot about basketball, but I just don't know a lot about these players. I don't know a lot about the NCAA right now. I'm just so focused on the football stuff. I haven't had time to. Come on, P. I gotta feed the dog, guys, so bear with me. Come here, Pen. Come on, Penny. Come on. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I love watching the NCAA. I just don't know if I could cover it and, like, do it justice. You know what I mean? I like to do my research and, like, be in the know. I just don't know if I have enough time to do that. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I'll probably take a few weeks and some growing pains, you know, but they'll be okay, I think. They just have so much talent on that offense. I was breaking down the roster the other day, and they're such a good unit, man. They're just such a good team. They're just super good. They don't really have a lot of holes. I want to see the Lions draft O-line early because they lost Zeitler. Then they lost another offensive lineman too, right? But, like, losing Zeitler kind of sucks. All right, P, here we go. Here we go. I don't know. Ben Johnson was so good in Detroit, man. If he gets the players in place, I think Ben will be successful, man. Yeah, I mean, but like when you have a team that's going for a Super Bowl run, sometimes having those vets around is very valuable, you know? That's why like the Chiefs trading away Joe Tooney just made no sense to me. I get he's getting a little bit older or whatever, but like they did get a 4th-round pick for him, which was a pretty good haul for a Tooney. But he's so good. He was like the lifeblood of that whole offense of line last year. To just let him walk, like, I don't know. Yeah, Becton would be a great pickup for them, actually. But if they don't want to pay Zeitler, who only got $9 million in free agency, like, I don't know if they're going to pay. Becton's probably looking at a multi-year deal somewhere, man. He played very, very well this year for the Eagles. She's eating dinner right now. I'll bring her up to say hi in a minute. What's up, Matt? Samoan Perdoz, what's going on? You don't think? What, you think like 3 years, $30 million, Jonathan, something like that? I mean, if he gets under $10 million, guards are getting big-time money now, man. So what kind of deal do you think he's going to get? The Ravens really haven't done shit. DeAndre Hopkins is super old, man. Yeah, yeah, man, for sure. Yeah, they're going to have some moving parts, right? So they got to probably draft a guy like Gray Zabel. For Becton, I don't think so, man. That would be a horrible. If I was Mekhi Becton and I only got a 2-year deal after winning the Super Bowl and playing that good, dude, I'd be pissed. He graded out really good PFF wise too. He's only 25, dude. If I'm Mekhi Becton, I got a 2-year deal for $18 million. I would jump out the window. I'm just saying. I would be super butthurt with that deal, man. The way he played, he got a ring. 2-year deal for $18 million. Oh, I would cry myself to sleep. That would be a horrible deal. That's just my opinion, but if I'm his agent, you got to strike now. Dude's 25 years old, coming off a monster year like that. He could plug and play guard pretty much anywhere, you know? I mean, he's not the most athletic guy in the world because he's so freaking big, you know? But he played really, really well. And he learned so much from Jeff Stoutland. It's like, I don't know, guys. I hope he gets a better deal than that personally, you know? He's old, dude. He didn't even like so the Chiefs, once they got into the playoffs, they cut his snaps by 50%, dude. 50% in the playoffs? Maybe less. Yeah, Mekhi Becton would have to have the worst agent on planet Earth if he got less than $9 million a year. Like, literally the worst. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Say hi to everybody. Say hi to P. Everybody say hi. Say hi to Miss Penny Lane. Yeah, CJ Mosley. I was surprised about that. Say hi to everybody, Penn. Say hi. Yeah, I mean, he's okay. I think they need a guy. I mean, Lamar Jackson needs a true X wide receiver, man. A big bodied X wide receiver. DeAndre Hopkins ain't that guy, man. He brings a nice veteran presence, but like, he looked really slow. His hands weren't good. He had trouble separating. Hopkins ain't that dude, man. Hopkins ain't that dude. Come here, P. Come here. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl, P. All right, guys, let me go through some of these. Well, he was hurt when he was with the Jets, Jonathan. He was super hurt. Like, every year he was hurt. And the Jets just gave up on him. And the Jets had him at tackle, not at guard. I think he's a guard moving forward. He's not going to go back to tackle. I hope he doesn't sign as a tackle. He should play guard. He's got more value at guard, personally. And, like, if you try to be a tackle somewhere, like, it doesn't make sense, right? You brought up all your value as a guard. So play guard. To, like, bring your value up as a guard and then try to go play tackle when you were sucking ass at playing tackle before, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's a good way. If I'm an agent, that's not how I'm selling my client, you know? I'm selling my client as a guard because he had success as a guard. Look at my guy's success as a guard. I don't want to sell him as a freaking tackle when he was ass at a tackle when he was with the Jets. That makes no sense to me. All right, guys, thanks so much for bearing with me when Penny Lane was diagnosed with diabetes when she was like 2. So every time we feed her, we got to give her a shot. Ooh. I hope he doesn't do that. We'll see. I'm curious. I'm really curious what his value is going to be on the open market. All right, guys, I'm just going through some of these comments. Just bear with me. I mean, if his agent is worth his ass at all, he should be able to get him a big contract this year, man. Because you don't want to risk playing on a 1-year deal again and then getting hurt, and then you're screwed. So I don't like that at all. Like, before COVID, I was a screenwriter out here in LA. And when you deal with agents on the reg, they want to strike when the iron's hot, man. It's not going to get any hotter than it is right now for Becton, right? Yeah, Ben, Eagles definitely lost a lot of defenders. That's for sure. 4 starters, it's tough. It's tough when almost half your defense is walking. But they do got some guys like Ojimo and J.L.X. Hunt that I think could step in. Matt Miller's Kinlaw, is he like the D tackle, right? Is that who that is? Is he the D tackle? What's up, Kanda? Welcome to the chat, buddy. Sorry, I just had to feed the dog and stuff, so I'm a little behind on these comments. No, he's not going to be as good as his dad, Christopher. No chance. No chance on that. But that doesn't mean he can't be a good pro. I think he's got an uphill battle. He doesn't have the strongest arm in the world. He is pretty accurate with the football, which is good for him, right? But I don't know. I don't know how successful he's going to be. I've heard like people talking about him all over the draft board. I heard about him falling to the Steelers. But then, you know, quarterback desperate teams, now a lot of people are leaning towards the Titans taking Cam Ward #1. So the Browns got a decision on their hand. I doubt they go quarterback. I think they go Travis Hunter at 2. And that means the Giants are probably going to take Shedeur Sanders at 3 because Joe Sheen and Brian Daboll's job depends on it. So they're going to draft Shedeur Sanders, say some prayers, and hope that he's good so they don't get fired. Yeah, I mean, he had a very hard time in New York, Matt. You're 100% right. But he came to Philly and he was great. You know what I mean? He never complained. He never had tantrums. He learned a lot. I mean, the Jets aren't really known for developing talent, right? So he probably had really shitty coaches in a really shitty situation, and he was pissed about it. But I think his value is as a guard, but we'll see. Canada, go Birds! Go Birds! Who do they get at 21? Your guess is as good as mine. But Jody Barron and Will Johnson, if either one of them are on the board, that makes a lot of sense for me, for the Packers. I think Nick Chubb probably finds a backup role somewhere else. He didn't look great last year with Cleveland, right? Now, he had a really serious injury, and sometimes it takes a while to come back from those types of really bad injuries. So it might take a little time. Might take a little bit time for him to kind of find himself. Like you saw that with Kirk Cousins last year. He wasn't ready to play, and he'll probably play better this year than he played last year. Is he going to be great like he was 2 years ago? Probably not. But Achilles tears and those bad knee injuries, we'll have to see. Yeah, that just wasn't the experience you got of him in New York was not the experience we got of him in Philadelphia. And as an agent, you got to sell the good, not the bad. And for a guy like Becton, you probably want to go to a place with a good offensive line coach, like the Titans. Like staying in Philadelphia makes some sense. Well, his injury in 2023 was the knee injury, right? So that's what he came back from. And then in 2024, he broke the foot, right? So I'm more talking about the knee, the structure of the knee from 2023. Like, he tore his MCL, man. That's a big time injury. And sometimes when you tear ligaments in your knees, it affects other parts of your body, like your feet and your ankles, right? So, yeah, I mean, I think Chubb is pretty much cooked. I wouldn't be bringing Nick Chubb into my organization. If that's the question you're ultimately asking. Thanks, guys. We added another subscriber. We're up to 14,548. Please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I mean, I like Mostert with the Dolphins, so we'll see what he's got left in the tank. I like Mostert. He had some really, really big games. You know, if you look at his numbers over the years, I mean, the dude can play. You know, 2022 and 2023, he was really, really good. So, but he's old. So, 32 is old for a running back. He's got a lot of tread on those tires. So, hold on, guys. Let me get some. My favorite team in the NFC North. I mean, the Lions are just so talented, man. I love Amon-Ra St. Brown. I like Sam Laporta. You know, the Packers are a good football team. I love Edge Cooper. I like Josh Jacobs. I just don't know how much I believe in Jordan Love, if I'm going to be honest. Yeah, but not everyone heals the same. You know what I mean? It's not like just because you have an MCL injury, you're gonna like heal. Like every single case is different. Saquon looks electric. Chubb, not so much. I'm just calling it like I see it, man. You know. I like it, man. I think they're low risk, high reward moves. You bring in Dre Greenlaw Is he healthy? We'll have to see. Hufunga, when he's healthy, he's really talented too. Impact defensive players. I mean, you can't complain about it. Yeah, the worst part about it, Christopher, is they lost Hassan Reddick and then they signed Bryce Huff, and he was a dumpster fire. So that whole situation was just a shit show. I mean, they probably should have in hindsight, right? Everyone should have drafted. Didn't the Broncos pass on Josh Allen too? So, I mean, Mostert is just going to be a change of pace back. If the Raiders draft Genty, he's going to be the 3-down back who gets spelled by a 32-year-old guy once in a while. You don't draft Genty to split time with anybody. If you draft Genty, in 2023, he did a great job catching the ball out of the backfield. He's a freaking savage, man. You don't draft a guy like that to be a part-time player. You know it, Noah Edits. You know it. Go Birds! No, not really. There's a lot of really good safeties like Malachi Moore out of Alabama that'll be available in the 5th and 6th rounds. So, no. I don't think the Eagles go up early to get like Malachi Starks or Nick Emanwari unless they fall. So, I don't think so. And the Eagles have more pressing needs at D-line, D-tackle, edge, even off-ball linebacker. You know, outside of Zach Bond, they don't have a lot of talent in that room. Jeremiah Trotter Jr., Nakobe Dean's going to be out till like November. You know, it doesn't. They're going to draft the safety at some point, 100%. Or like a guy like Jody Barron could play safety, maybe. It depends how the board falls, really. Yeah, Rams fan, you're right on the money, bro. Everybody's different, though. Sometimes the surgery doesn't work. It's when you get a surgery, you never know how it's going to, play out. Yeah, Lions fans, you're 100% right. It's every case is different. Some guys come back, and some guys never look the same. That's just the way it goes. Oh, 100%, Rams fan, 100%. And some people have fast twitch muscle fibers, and some people don't. And sometimes those fast muscle twitch guys, the real twitchy guys, their ligaments are real tense. So when they snap, it's like chaos. And other guys that aren't explosive can heal a little bit better because the injury is not as crazy severe. It's really a case-by-case basis, man. They've come a long way with fixing knees over the last 15, 20 years, so. Mostert's just old, Sam. He's 32 years old. Actually, it looks like he'll be 33 April 9th. So the dude's freaking old. Mostert's just old. Nah, I'm not a big basketball fan these days, and Joel Embiid pisses me off, so I can't watch the Sixers without losing my mind. Yeah, Morgan Moses looked like ass last year, so I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of that signing. I hope he plays better than... The Jets were such a dumpster fire. Sometimes it's demoralizing. When you go to a place and they suck, you just don't want to play at all. So I don't know if that was the case. And playing with Aaron Rodgers has got to be a nightmare. Thank you, guys. We're up to 14,548 subscribers. Trying to get to 15K by the end of the month. I don't know if we're going to get there. I need your help, guys. I mean, hate's a strong word. That's a little bit of hyperbole, Brandon. But he is not my favorite player. That's probably a little bit better way of saying it. The Sixers, like, NBA teams are like, you got to build through the draft. Trying to bring in these veterans and hope they play well together just never works. Sam, it looks that way. It's probably his best situation to win. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But all right, guys. The girls are about to be coming home soon, so we're going to get some dinner going. I appreciate you guys tuning into the J All Day NFL show. Thank you so much for chatting for the last hour and a half. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate the enthusiasm. We're getting closer to football. I know it's going to be a long summer, but we'll be there soon. Appreciate you guys. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next video.